Hey T, what's going on, brother? You good? Well, maybe not, but you all right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, this match was like for seeding.
Yeah.
So it's not like the most important win for us.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it would have been nice to have like a confident win after the 13-1
Yeah.
going into playoffs. But I mean, honestly, like it's fine. I think we messed up. We messed up some late round scenarios. We messed up just like some basic macro things. It's fine. We still have time to fix it. A few days.
You're right.
Abyss will be coming. No more split.
Uh,
I mean, I think that's a good change for us.
well,
I think it's a good change for
fair
us.
enough,
But
yeah.
we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I mean, Abyss era of changes from all people I talked to throughout this weekend. They've been very, like, nah, we good. But you're the first person who have a semi-positive outlook on it, which
Yeah.
I like that. Good for you, man. But going back to the game, though, on another end, you mentioned how, like, it's just like, after the confident win, things kind of slump back and forth. Each time we talked, right? You talked about, even in the mid-map interview, you were like, yeah, we're shooting, we're confident. And you previously mentioned that confidence has been kind of where we kind of fell a bit because we continue to play individually.
Yeah.
Was that still the case today, you think?
It was like it was a combination, honestly, of a lot of things. I mean, I do think the overconfidence, even though we like mentioned it, we talked about it. You know what I mean? Just like talking about something is never really gonna always fix it. Like addressing's the first line of defense.
The first step, yeah.
Yeah. And then like after that, it's like, oh shit, like we actually got to do this. Like, we actually got to like think that way. So I mean, yeah, we kind of came out the gates and bind playing not so bad, and then it just kind of fell apart. I mean, just a lot of little details that we have to go over, honestly, and there's a lot of like low number situations that we definitely should have converted to like 2v1s that immediately stick out in my mind as big rounds, along with like other things like our ults like could have snowballed us into a victory for sure.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, when we make those simple mistakes and they read us as well as they did on their defense,
They did.
it's just going to be hard to close out bind. And then with Lotus as well, it's like we could have had like some better adjustments. I think like some of our play was kind of like lazy, to be honest. Maybe the element of this match not mattering too much outside of seeding like played a factor, but I don't know. It's just those are the kinds of things that we have to like look at and review, make sure we talk about, and kind of like find out what the actual issue was. But ultimately, I mean, I'm confident in my guys. Like, obviously, they're shooting really well today. There's just little details we have to tweak to make sure that we convert on these low numbers, convert in these situations that I know we can convert in. And yeah, I mean, that's what it mostly comes down to. I think also like Loud obviously wasn't playing for anything. And when you're not playing for anything, there's like a new level of confidence that kind of comes with it. Like the way they're like pushing almost every single round, getting a shit ton of space, gamble stacking every site. It's like this kind of stuff is like, it's just hard to play against, to be honest. And when you don't care that much about the result, you can kind of see that from teams, you know? It's a lot of info you can get off of one person not caring and just pushing a lane. So I would say also like Loud played pretty well in terms of that win condition, I guess I'll put it. Where they just played very aggressive Valorant. So yeah.
Speaking of confidence though, I did a bang last week. And he mentioned how like even on some of your tougher days, right? I talked about how he recovers, and he mentioned like, yeah, like I mean, even after like scrims go bad or the games go bad, Tony decides to hop in the server and play a couple of ranked games. He goes duo. Bro, what are you? What? Why? What's going on? First,
like why I play so much?
Yeah. What?
No,
why you hop
I mean,
in the server after scrims, bro? Goddamn, yeah.
No. I mean, I definitely I try to work as hard as I can. Like try to always be, even after scrims, be thinking about it. Especially for the last like month or so, I've either been pretty much after we get off, I just go scrim or not scrim. I go play SoloQ or I go in a server. And for me, playing SoloQ, it's just a good experience for me to understand like just basic ideas. Like how do you feel pressure? Like what piece of util makes you feel the most pressured? Yeah, like how it feels to scale on bomb sites. Like just there's like so many like little details that if you're watching, you don't necessarily understand fully of like why people are doing it, but if you're playing and you feel the actual pressure in game, then you can kind of understand it a bit deeper. And I think that I've always kind of had that philosophy even in League, where it's like, if I can play all the different roles and kind of understand the perspective, then I'm just going to be able to do my job better ultimately. So Yeah, I mean, I'll be griefing people's ranked games by playing like Yoru first time on a map just so I can see if it feels good and like.
Yeah.
I mean, I do some pretty devious stuff, I'll say, in ranked, but I mean, mostly it's for testing so that I can have a better read for my job.
Like, what do you mean devious things?
Like first time Yoru, and I actually pied that game, I'm pretty sure.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
I went 3 and 14. But it's like then I learn, you know, like maybe the TPs on a certain map aren't actually that good, and like we can't really actually fit it into a comp. Like this kind of stuff is like what I'm looking at primarily.
Yeah.
And as long as I can kind of piece it back to what I'm doing in my work,
Sure.
then I see value in it.
Ooh.
And also it's something that's like just, I don't know, like playing is just fun. It's relaxing for me. So it's one of those things that's like relaxing to do. It doesn't necessarily feel like work, but it is technically work, you know?
I think you're the first person I've heard say that playing SoloQ is relaxing for you, bro.
Yeah, no, it's chill.
That's wild, bro. That's like probably the most insane thing you probably ever said. But you know, everybody has different coping mechanisms. I respect it. I'll never understand it, but good for you. Cause I know because Bang mentioned that you're the low mid immortal, right? I think, right?
Yeah, my peak was like I was like 2 wins away from Radiant.
Ooh,
But
okay, so you're
I mean,
nasty.
I like took a big break when I was on EG. I didn't play like much at all, so like I'm like bouncing back. Like my MMR is bouncing back right now.
Slowly, but so you might have an interesting perspective on this. Then, do you think that since the time you've been on and off of playing ranked, has rank gotten worse? You think for you?
Honestly, it's been pretty bad the whole time. Like, I think like at the beginning of acts, people care, they calm a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Toward the middle of the act, like you can feel people like you're starting to face like more people that are like not calming at all, and then like toward the end, it's just like it's a completely muted lobby. It's like I'm like saying let's go A guys, and then like my jet duelist is like B, like full lurking, and I'm like, okay, well like clearly like we have different ambition.
Yeah.
You know?
She wants to play a mini game.
Yes,
and
exactly.
you
Yeah.
want
She wants to
win.
take a dual showers and see if her aim is good enough to beat the other guy, and I'm like trying to like learn something or like you know,
You're
try
trying to win the game.
Yeah. Like winning the game's pretty cool, but like you can go showers and take a duel if you want.
Yeah, and then probably get domed each time, bro. Because like now they're gonna know you're probably gonna be there. It's like, brother, you're not faking anybody but yourself, man.
Yeah.
That's
Disgusting
sad.
stuff.
Actually vile. But you know, I'm glad. That's interesting because on that too, you can almost see like eye to eye with the players, like how you understand their struggles. And you're like, I get it, guys.
Yeah.
Shit, it is tough out there. I don't blame y'all for playing an hour less SoloQ today.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
On that note, I was curious on that too. Considering how many times you've adapted through both different games and teams as well, to going from assistant coach to head coach position as well. The most interesting part of coaching I find is that you take these amalgamation of players and you have to essentially allow them to, one, get along, right?
Yeah.
Two, baby them at times, but three, the most important thing that I think about is having them see the same vision of the game, because they all play so differently. So how do you bring that together? Because without parallel thinking, like you mentioned, you'll have your jet lurking showers and you guys on B.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of that comes down to like identity.
Okay.
Now I've always kind of recognized like if I like think there's like a best way to play the game, but it doesn't match like the players I have, I need to change the way that I view the game, because it's like realistically, it just comes down to how the players best find success. And if they best find success by, you know, doing A, then I need to like kind of bend the way that I see it into making it so they feel comfortable. And that's how we do a lot of our solutions, honestly, is just making sure that players are comfortable in what they're doing and that they're finding like comfortable fights, that it's a position they're comfortable playing and that they think they're gonna like kill people from, multi-kill people from. And like we kind of go through that process with everyone to make sure that just they're comfortable and they know what their vision of success is, and that as long as everybody has their own individual vision of success, that it's all gonna like blend together in that way.
Yeah.
So a lot of our game plans kind of focus around that.
Okay.
Just making sure people are comfortable, making sure it fits people's identity, and then just, making them do the job that they need to do and that they're already confident doing.
Real?
So, because I mean, for example, in League, I was a coach that was like really 1-3-1 focused. So like that means you need like good split pushers, basically. But like if I had a team, like when I went to TSM, it's like they're like a team fighting team. I can't like force 1-3-1 on them.
Yeah.
So then we like changed the style.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes 1-4, maybe sometimes just go 5-man.
Yeah.
And it was successful because that's how they're comfortable playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like the same idea coming into Valorant. Just make them as comfortable as possible.
Yep.
Build the game plans around their comfort and their identity,
Mm-hmm.
and experience success through that.
And finally, on a quick note, did you miss League at all? Like,
Hell no. No, not even close. Not even close.
that's crazy.
I mean, I say it because the players ask me too. Like, if
Yeah.
I miss League, and I'm like, no, not a chance. Because here's the thing: when let's say we scrim five maps
Sure.
in
Yeah.
Valorant.
Yeah.
So we scrim 5 maps in Valorant.
Mhm.
That's 5 times 24
Yeah.
of how many rounds we're gonna get to play.
Mm-hmm.
If I played in League, I have 5 games. 5 games means some days my top laner's not feeling well, so he loses his matchup immediately.
Oh.
But we counterpicked for his lane, so we need him to win his lane. And it's just, there's so many conditions, and if one person's off their game, you just completely ruin the entire day.
Yeah.
And if, for example, you wanted to practice your team fighting,
Mm-hmm.
you can't target practice your team fighting the same way that you could target practice executes,
Yeah.
or you could target practice retakes.
Mm-hmm.
You have to just go in, hope that you make it to the phase of the game you want to practice, and hopefully you get good reps.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to review it after, because a lot of the times you wouldn't get good reps. So like I said, we want to practice team fighting. Oh, but we lost an early game.
Yeah.
So now our whole day is spent talking about jungle pathing and how my laners are playing their lanes.
Yeah,
So
and people don't FF after the first blood, bro. They're like, I wish.
yeah, and it's just it's a whole headache, honestly. That's why I don't miss it at all. Impact as a coach, you get timeouts in this game.
Yeah.
You get a ton of reps
True.
in this game. You can like very, very intentionally practice stuff, whereas in League you just can't. So yeah, no, I would never go back to League. I don't like League.
I understand. I don't blame you at all. As
Yeah.
someone who also escaped from the shackles of League, I get it, bro.
Yeah.
Right there. But with that, Big T, I appreciate your time, man. All good to see you, bro. And good luck in playoffs, man.
Thank you.
Peace. Peace.